Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. Mama and Lizard are here today to talk to you about Sister Wives, Season 18, Episode 14. And we found out, y'all, that next Sunday is the tell-all, and I cannot wait for it.
They better make it good.
Well, in it, Cody says he never wants to talk to Janelle again. And he said he saw her this season I said he saw her this season not giving a fuck, and he melted down. That's what I think.
Right.
Like, he saw her through the season doing like her own thing and saying what she was saying about him and her feelings about him, and he just could not handle it. And I bet anything that's the real reason why. But anyway, you guys, we have got our 100 subscribers before Thanksgiving. You guys are fucking amazing. We love you. We appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Now, anybody who wants to be part of this podcast for an episode, and you'll be on the air with us, it'll be awesome. That is what you will win if you go to our YouTube page. Click on the community tab. The top thing there will say enter to win, right? And you comment #1 fam, and you will be entered to win, to be part of our podcast for an episode. So if that appeals to you at all, please go ahead and join, and good luck, and may the odds be ever in your favor. And thank you guys, all of you, for subscribing, for liking, for all the comments. I love them. Whether you like us or not, I love all your comments. I appreciate the different perspectives. But make sure you're coming with examples, because you all know, listen to me, I like to know why. So if you think a certain way, please explain why and provide examples that prove your point. You know what I mean? I like to be very,
Also, if you make a comment about a certain part of the episode, we usually get confused, like, which part are you talking about?
Yeah, because we do a lot of these, and sometimes we get comments from like 2 seasons ago on one of those episodes, and then it's a little confusing. So yeah, provide us as much perspective about what you're specifically talking about as possible.
Right.
Anyway, for coming up this week, we want to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you and all your loved ones out there. Please be safe. And enjoy the turkey. Leave us some comments about, what's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition, or what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish. Especially if you don't live in America, or if you are in America but you have traditions from other cultures. Please let us know. I love that stuff. We love talking about, all that good stuff. But on to the episode, you guys. And we find out that from the very first beginning of the episode, Cody's dick bagged. Okay? Because we find out that he didn't want the stress from the comments of going public with the fact that he had no interest in MERI and was like, I'm done with you, but I'll do it for the show if necessary. So he wanted to keep that between them.
And MERI was like, frick that.
This past April in 2023. And on their 32nd anniversary. Yeah. And that's terrible to me that, like, he would take that day to say, oh, I don't want nothing to do with you, but let's keep it on the down low because I don't want nobody judging me and coming for me.
Or like, I don't want to frick up the show.
Yeah, he don't want his paycheck to stop.
And MERI was like, frick that.
And I don't blame her. Like she said, it's her story to tell. Nobody has a right to censor anyone else's. I mean, whether it's your version of their version matchup or not, they still have a right to their story.
Yeah.
Okay? And basically, like, when they first moved to Arizona, and this is about 5 years ago, He kind of led her on. He said that he took her out for their anniversary that year. They said it was a new beginning. Or that's what he said. And I'm just like, how do you go from that to last year, 2022, nothing? What do you think about that?
I honestly, we all know Cody's a dickbag.
Yeah.
We all know. And besides, the Y's been saying 4 years he's gone down like a very hateful, very mean slope.
And that basically he's saying that he told her it was going to be a new beginning when they moved there. Kind of led her on, even though he didn't really have any intentions, evidently, from what he's saying now.
Yeah. And he hasn't told Robin this either. He hasn't told
exactly.
He wanted to also keep it from Robin herself that he said this to Mary.
And Mary straight up said there was emotional abandonment between them well before the catfish. Right. And I'm like, yeah, we knew that because there was an issue way back in their book in 2020 or 2013. That's when their book came out. If y'all haven't seen my covering of that book, you need to. It's the very beginning of our episodes of the Sister Wives series. But then Janelle said that Mary is very loyal and she is good to her word, but that the relationship is not healthy for her. And I completely 100% agree. And I know where Mary was because I was that way. I didn't last as long as her, but I didn't want to be seen as a failure. I didn't want everyone to be right that, it wasn't going to work out because of whatever situation.
And we're talking about my sperm donor, not.
Oh, yeah. My first marriage. I'm sorry. Yeah, not Papa. He's awesome. But anyway, so I get it. The reason I left was because of my kids. I didn't want them to grow up seeing us fighting and thinking that was a normal relationship.
Which is what Christine and Janelle basically got their, sense of snapping from their kids.
Way too late, in my opinion, but hey, at least it happened. And sorry, you guys, I can't read my own writing because my hands were hurting so bad last night. So, okay, here we go. Last year, whenever they did the tell-all, the host was asking questions. And this aired, we all know, last fall.
Yeah.
Okay. And she said that she saw that he said he doesn't consider himself married to her anymore in his interview.
Yeah.
Right? And we all saw that, and we were all like, oh, no, that's hateful, But that's the first time she saw it being said in public.
Yes.
And so she was kind of like, ding, that's my cue. I can get out without, feeling guilty anymore.
Right.
And he said she could move on and marry another. She'd get no argument from me. We all saw that one too. And Mary, of course, found that very insulting and vulgar. And I don't blame her. Imagine your spouse or your partner or whoever, and they're saying, "Oh, I don't care if they go off and bang everybody and do whatever. I don't care. I have no fucks to give."
At that point, is that a spouse or just like a really weird friend?
Not even a friend, because what friend would be like, I don't care if she does whatever. I mean, because a friend would care about your well-being and your happiness.
So, I'm sorry, there's no romance in the relationship. It's just, roommates or friends. You have to have that romantic side to have a marriage.
Yeah, 100. I mean, in some capacity, yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And Christine thinks, quote, "It's disgusting how Cody's been dragging Mary along for years. It's equally as disgusting that Robin's stay with the family. Let that girl go."
But Christine doesn't say anything either to Mary either. She could easily just reach out.
Right? And they all see how Mary has been, like they said, strung along.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. But they never did anything to help her.
Right.
They were never like, "Hey, Mary, we see this. We may not get along or whatever, but you don't deserve this." Something you would do with an acquaintance of 25 years.
Right.
So when again...
Especially since Christine and Janelle themselves are leaving.
Exactly. But they've banned Mary from everything instead of being like, "Hey, let's really try to understand it now that there's no emotional, combattery for the same spouse.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, though, when Mary leaves, I'm just put when she needs to just cut them all off. Honestly,
100%. She doesn't. Oh my gosh,
None of
none of them deserve her.
she just needs to hang out with her friends up in Utah and just
And do not get me wrong. I am not saying that Mary is innocent and blameless and perfect or whatever. No human is. She's got plenty of faults, just like everybody else. But I think that she's been done dirty.
right by all of them.
And Mary said that Robin is the only one who will care, when or if she stays in Flagstaff. And because she's right now, she's like, I don't think I'm going to stay in Flagstaff. And I don't blame her. Why? Because I know that deep down she truly loves Cody
Yes.
and always has. I think for a time she kind of lost herself. And with that whole catfish thing, she was very emotionally vulnerable
Yes.
and desperate for any kind of, positive attention like that, especially from the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
She got done dirty by everybody, and I just feel really, really sorry for her, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, so now we're back with Christine and Janelle, and they're in Idaho at Christine's brother's house, and their big group of them goes hiking. And Cody said that they used to be really antagonistic, Janelle and Christine, but now they're united against a common enemy, me and Robin, because they got nothing good to say about us. Tell me something good that they can say.
Right.
Can you make us a list, Cody Brown? Like, please tell us exactly what they're supposed to say nice about you. And they're all sitting around hanging out and whatever. And we find out that Cody used to be friends with Christine's brothers before the breakup.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, I guess whether he broke it off because, he's just that way.
I honestly think the brothers would support the sister. Obviously, as we're seeing in the episode so far.
Right. And Christine said that they grew up thinking the world was going to end, so reproduce and have food storage.
Oh, yeah. But that's a lot of those type of religions.
Yes.
Like Mormonism,
The
Jehovah's
fear
Witness.
keeps them locked down.
Like, I feel like Jehovah's Witnesses have said a lot. Like, the world's gonna end. And
Are you ready for Judgment Day?
right? The apocalypse.
And Cody said he's got the family food storage and complains that he has to pay for storage because it all used to be in Christine's garage. And I'm like, oh my God, you are so fucking entitled.
Right?
Like, you have all this stuff for your family in preparation for whatever you believe in.
No, he's not going to share anything with Christine and Janelle if anything actually did happen.
And especially Mary, they'd probably
Or-
roast her up and feed her to their children.
Right? Or like any of the kids that, are not on his side.
Right? They're so entitled. And Janelle said that all of her and Christine's kids miss Robin's kids. And it's such a big divide between them now. And here's the thing, moms. You can talk to your kids and tell them, hey, this is the parent issue. This has nothing to do with you kids. You should reach out and try to work things out with your sibling.
It also is the kids' issue because Cody is not being even fair with the kids.
But again, that's with the parent issue. It's got nothing to do with the other kids. It is not their fault that Cody chooses to be there with Robin.
But
You know
still,
what I mean?
but still, they're very young, and so like right now
Who's young?
all the kids, like, they're still like in their at least like Gabe and Garrison are like in their early 20s, teens, right? Like teens,
Mid-20s.
the mid-20s.
Yeah.
But still, like
Yeah, they're all about your guys' age. They're all adults.
but still, like getting not enough treatment from they're not getting fair
No, and
treatment
I get
from their
that.
dads. Like, and you can expect that little bit of anger and
There's
jealousy.
supposed to be resentment,
Yes.
obviously, but the mother should still encourage, hey, it really isn't the other kid's fault. It's not their decision of where Cody goes and what he does. You need to make the effort,
But-
especially the oldest ones, to bring everybody together because
But-
it is not an issue, honest to God, down to the core between the kids
But-
because none of them have choices.
But you can't say that if they tried hanging out with Robin's kids, that they would be like, "Oh, well, our mom tried the hardest out of all of them."
Well, they would just have to have an agreement that they wouldn't talk about the parents because You know, obviously that's the parents are the point of contention.
I don't think that's possible right now. I really don't think so.
I'm just saying,
Maybe down the road.
Beast kind of like that superficial thing that Cody likes so much. You know, just kind of like start, you know, slowly rebuilding that trust and friendship again.
I don't think that's gonna happen until all the wives are gone and Cody gets over his, you know.
Again, I'm just saying, if I were the mom, and I always was like, because you have a half sister who's older than you guys.
She's a freaking nut too, though.
But again, I always said, if you want a relationship with her, that's fine with me. I encourage, like, obviously it's not a good relationship for you guys because
I'm gonna let y'all know she had like the cutest little boy, and she decided that she'd rather date a pedophile than protect her kid than be.
Yes, yeah.
So her kid got taken away because he kept dating and let the pedophile move in.
Yeah.
So now the dad has full custody.
But anyway, the point being, before all that, when you guys were younger, you know, I said, if you guys want a relationship with her, I'll, you know, make sure that you guys can be in contact.
Yeah, it was.
I'm just saying that was the point. Sorry, that kind of got off track, you guys. And then Cody, he's on his 4-wheeler at Coyote Pass, and he's meeting up with their little picnic table that they have out there with Mary, and then Robin shows up. And we know Christine sold her lot at Coyote Pass to Cody and Robin for $10 so that she could keep all the proceeds from selling her house.
Yes.
Which she could have anyway, just because.
But she
paid for every penny of it, and it was only in her name.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she could have taken both if she wanted to be ignorant.
But she was like, I don't want
She just wanted to get away.
Yeah.
Without any drama.
And now they're trying to talk about, like, how to, like, separate the...
This whole part here, I was about getting spastic, guys.
Right?
I was so angry.
Mary was also laughing a lot during this.
She knows what's up.
She's like, I'm not stupid.
Now, remember last episode, whenever she's like, oh, I'm sure Cody, you know, things will be split fairly. I'm sure.
Nope.
But now, Mary says she deserves to have the property because she's family too and paid for it too, not just what Cody decides she deserves. And I'm like, yes, queen, 100%. Do not just take what he offers you. Right. You take what you deserve.
Right.
I mean, the only one with a consistent, very well-paying job the last 5 years, you have kept the entire family afloat.
Right.
You know, so they need to step off and remember who's the queen.
And finally, at some point, she's like, we need to drop the bomb now.
Oh, hang on, you're getting ahead of me. And Cody said he wants to keep the lot with the pond on it for, quote, the family plot because Mary doesn't share resources. She pays for you all, dickhead. What? Because whenever all the kids were very, very young and she didn't want them running and stomping through her house and tearing shit up, that means she doesn't want to share resources? What?
Yeah. He's very, he doesn't want to share anything with Mary, basically.
He's making very gaslighty excuses.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And Robin said she wants her quarter of the land too. She doesn't want to be counted with Cody's, and also not with his thoughts, feelings, etc. Because you know they're not the same.
Honestly, though, I find that valid though, because like people really do lump them together a lot. And Robin's like,
yes.
And honestly, we see a lot of like Robin trying to like get him to like talk to the wives. We honestly. And he even says, like, a lot of the rules are his. Of him trying to keep control, be in charge. And Robin's like...
But who suggests those rules? Is the question that everyone is asking.
But no one knows.
Exactly. And the thing is, even when they're being stupid, they back each other up, which is where they are going wrong.
But not this episode. She was really trying to back Mary with it, but Cody...
Well, yeah, because that's their fucking paycheck.
And Cody was shutting that down, though.
Yeah, Robin said the way she sees it, her lot will go to her kids when she passes, and Cody's will be for all the kids. Is that the way you see it? Asking Cody. And he was like, not really. And Mary was kind of laughing and said, well, how do you see it? And Robin said, no. You don't answer now because you're in a headspace that's not cool. You're in a bad place right now. And Cody's like, oh, I know. I'm not making any plans. And I'm like, so Mary's like, Robin and Janelle have 4 acres each.
Right.
I have 2 acres in their names. Now that Christine's gone, there's 2 more acres. Do I get those? Which would make sense, right?
Right.
And Cody's like, I'm not thinking that. And I went, actually straight to the TV. What? Like, what?
He doesn't want to give anything to her.
Especially because she's the fucking financer of the entire family. What?
They're all going to be really screwed when she finally,
And so then
I also think this episode was like basically the culmination of the end of their marriage.
oh yeah, that's what they're exactly, and that's what they end up saying.
Yeah.
And Mary's like, she's laughing. She's like, I understand, and she's kind of like chuckling, like,
I freaking knew it.
kind of ironically, And in her interview, Mary says, "Oh, I understand what he's saying," and then again, it's that chuckle. It's the same way it's always been. I only have one child. Now I'm not really a wife. I'm less than, and that's not true. And I went, yes, 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 yes. Out, finally. Exactly. They should all be equal, and it does not matter, period. Just like when they were moving to Vegas and everybody wanted married out of such a small home, she should get the same budget as everyone else.
Right.
It doesn't matter how many kids you have. I know in their religion, that's the big thing is how many kids you have, but stop it. It's not like she chose it.
Right.
Just stop it. Okay, and Mary says, I'm just as important as anyone else. So yeah, I understand. And Mary's like, I guess now's a good time to drop a bomb.
Yes.
And it goes to commercial, of course.
And then we go to Janelle and Christine Frisbee.
Yes, they're doing Ultimate Frisbee in Idaho. And Christine says she saw her family as very, she said that her family is very direct. And this is my thought. And, Christina also always seemed to be pretty
direct,
forthright, doesn't beat around the bush a whole lot. So then why, going all the way back to the book in 2013, y'all, why do they have so many communication issues with everyone from way back in the beginning if you're so forthright and so direct? So are you playing victim back in the day? Is that why? What's the deal? Because it seems like you went from, oh, I'm too timid and scared to ask for anything I want to, well, my whole family's pretty direct, and I am too. Which is it?
It probably was like
another one of those things that they contradict themselves depending on who they're talking to.
Yeah.
It drives me a little bit nuts. And so Christine says she left because Cody wasn't attracted to her and she wasn't a nice sister wife. And, we all know that everyone assumes that just means
you're not nice to Robin.
Exactly. And he wanted his name off her house so that he could be on Robin's. And that kind of freaked her out because at the time they had never been able to actually own anything together because Mary was the legal wife and then Robin was the legal wife. But in this instance, they would actually be on something together for the first time in their, almost 30-year marriage. And so when he said he didn't want to do that in favor of being on Robin's, that was just another being knifed in the kidneys. Am I right, ladies?
Less than Robin.
Right. And it's just, yeah. And so she paid for her own house. And so that just made it much easier to leave because there were a whole lot of finances to separate. Yeah. I'm sorry about my voice, guys. It's allergies or something going on today. I apologize. And Christine said she thinks Janelle's staying because she has nothing in her name. And so, because she is still so tightly intertwined with everyone else.
And everyone else knows that. It's just
yeah, it's not
everyone knows it.
Yeah, I think Cody may not have quite realized that was her
staying point.
Yeah. And I think that was his nice in the kidneys from Janelle too. But yeah, but it's also the fact that Janelle still feels completely spiritually married to Cody. But she doesn't want him back. She doesn't want him at all. And she's not in any big hurry to do anything. She's just going to wait and see what happens. And that is not me. I am not a wait and see person. I can't, I don't know how people do that. Like, I'm, if I know I'm done with someone, like, be done, you know, but hey, girl, you got to get yours. And I totally understand that too. So we're back to Mary's big bomb, and she says that she's not renewing her lease in Flagstaff, but she has no property here. Or no, but she still has the property there, and her intention is still to build.
Yes.
And Robin makes it about her. She starts sobbing.
Mallow actually pointed out, like, is she actually crying or like, I'm like, no.
Yeah, the entire conversation between Cody and Mary, she's crying right there next to them.
Right.
And you can tell Mary is just straight up done with them. She's got very little sympathy for Robin and her tears.
It's kind of like that like sorrows and prayers from like The Crown or whatever show that
is. And it was Bridgerton.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's how Mary is right now. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
So, and then Mary says to Cody, things are different after the things you said to me and about me this year. That changes things. And then Mary breaks her silence. And
so, you know, Cody was like, well, what are you talking about? And she's like, you know, I'm freaking.
And he starts talking really quietly, like hoping that the mics won't pick it up. And she says they talked a couple days ago about Cody has, quote, no romance and, quote, still going to be friends, but to keep it under the rug in public and not tell anybody.
And you know this wasn't on camera either.
Oh, no.
There's no microphones, no cameras.
Because a lot of the times they're filming themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like for their, it was Mary's anniversary they didn't video, and it was also Janelle's birthday that they didn't video.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, we want to see that shit. Come on.
And you know that Cody did it off camera too, because, you know, he didn't want.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole point. He doesn't want the public to know and judge him for the dickbag he is.
Right? And so they can keep going on with their show.
And then Cody says, Robin was Mary's biggest advocate for 7 years, but she needs to stop.
And Mary mentions, like, oh, longer than that.
Yeah, and then in between all this, like, Robin keeps interjecting, and Mary's like, okay, can you just let me speak? And Robin goes still like, fine, I was just trying to help, but I'll shut up. And I'm just like, this isn't about you.
Right?
You shouldn't even be there.
And she actually ends up crying. She's like, I gotta go. But then she's like, I gotta go back so I can keep them together, basically.
Yeah, well.
Before it goes too far.
Yeah, you're jumping too far. Calm down, lady. And then Cody tells them, she goes, you want things that we can't have together. We can always have something else, but not that. And here's the thing. Like you said, he never told Robin that he told Mary that. She thought that it was just a discussion that he had with her, telling her his feelings.
Yeah.
She didn't know they'd already talked to Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And so Robin starts bawling. And she's like, then, like you said, she has to move away, go for a walk. And in her interview, Robin said, I can see where this is going. They're both calm. That scares me. And I'm like, hell yeah, that should scare you because you're losing your meal ticket.
Right?
Lazy hoe.
And basically, Mary and Cody have already, like, they've already separated about it. They're chill. They know where they stand now.
So Mary looks at Cody and she said, it's upsetting that you won't give me what you promised.
Right.
Like when they got married. And Robin says, you know, and Robin goes on more about her, cry. And like you said, she goes, maybe if I'm there, they'll stop it.
No.
And I'm just like,
you can't stop this now. It's already over.
It's a runaway train. Just get out of the way before it squashes your ass.
No, it's not a runaway train. It's at the next station. It's at the last station, and it's over.
Out of track.
The train is getting, you know, decommissioned. It's over.
Good one. Nice analogy. So Mary says to Robin, I'm not gonna make someone act like they love me. And Cody goes, oh, the act is easy. And I went, oh, no, he did not. Oh my God. And Mary's face. Like, if you all haven't watched it, if you just fast forward, it's right after the third commercial, and Mary's face. Oh my God. And so Mary said, the act was obvious.
Yeah.
And Cody's like, is it really that obvious? And Mary's like, yes.
Even Robin was like,
And Robin's like, the act was easy. What's the act? What are you saying? And I'm like, oh, this bitch.
you know what's going on.
My God. Let's play dumb to the nth degree here.
Right? She's hoping that they'll just like, stop it, and they're not.
And Cody said, just performing my duty as a husband. He hasn't performed his duty to Mary in over a decade. I don't know if you ran out of Viagra or what, but you have not done your duty, fella.
No.
And Mary says, I am not going to be a duty. Yes! Thank you. So Cody said, and it wasn't an act. It was a performance. It was a performance. It was what I was supposed to. So Mary throws her hands up and laughs. I'm sorry to call it an act. And Robin goes, all about me, more, me, and says, one of the reasons I fell in love with him is because he loved his wives. Big sobs. And that's the same thing she said in the book, okay?
Yeah.
Again, way back in the book. And she goes, it's not an act. He's bitter. He's struggling. He's in these weird, dark places. And I'm so tired of him talking like this. And I'm like, when a person tells you who they are, believe them.
Right?
Hello.
Even if he did love his wives before, it's not how he loves Robin.
Right. And then if you change, if you fall in love with your wife and you find your true soulmate, yes, that's heartbreaking. Yeah, that kind of makes you a dick. But go be happy and still try to be a decent person
to
the other people.
Let them go.
You know? So Cody said he was mad at Christine when she left because she left without a negotiation. It was all one-sided. And so I'm reading between the lines, and he's saying he didn't get his way. And he says, I'm trying to be fair. And in his interview, he says, I'm willing to fake being in love with Mary, do my duty. I roll, anyone. As a husband, no, you're not. You're not doing any of your duties. You don't provide for her. You don't make sure she's healthy and happy. You don't, you don't do your husbandly duty.
Between the lines, that conversation Cody and Mary had a few days before basically was them basically like, so we're over, right?
But we're just gonna fake it for the cameras.
And Mary's like, no. And I bet you Mary would feel like, oh yeah, we can do that, and then waited until the cameras were rolling with Robin.
And I hope that's exactly what happened.
Man, you can tell this. You can see the shocked Pikachu face of Cody, like, wait, what?
Mary Brown, if you're out there, girl, I would love to talk to you about this. I will give you full editorial control. Man, oh girl, I got questions for you. But anyway, he said he could put up with things that frustrate him so deeply that he struggles to be around her. Like, what the fuck? What? Like,
he's so
because
selfish.
She's not Robin.
Right.
That's the problem. She's not Robin. And he's at an age where he doesn't want to pretend anymore. And again, that's fine. But don't ask her to live a lie for your benefit for the show.
Yeah.
So that you get paid. So Mary says to them, I know you don't consider yourself married to me. And Robin whispers, that's not true. And Robin says, Cody and I disagree about this, but I don't think he is. And then Cody interrupts her and says, this is the requirement you required of me in order to get married. This agreement that I gave you, our sacred covenant, and again, Robin starts crying, was if I'm ever not in love with you, I won't just sit there and be in a pathetic place with you. You made me promise you that. And Robin said, that doesn't mean the marriage is over. And Mary says to Robin, it's not going to change our relationship, all of our relationships. And Robin says, do you promise? Like she's 3 fucking years old.
Right? It's just like a parent trying to tell their toddler that their mom and daddy don't love each other and they're not going to live together anymore.
Right. And so Mary says, it's not fair for me to be alone like I have for years. Ah. Oh my, she finally said it out loud.
And Robin, knowing what she said in her private interviews, can't really,
And Robin says, I know, and starts crying some more. So Mary reaches out and to Robin and they hold hands. And this is Mary's marriage to someone that she actually truly loves inside.
And she has to comfort Robin.
And she has to comfort Robin. What the actual fuck?
I do think it was kind of funny on Mary's part saying that she has to figure out how to have a friendship with her ex-husband's wife.
You're ahead of me, girl.
Probably like 2 minutes.
You're on.
22 minutes.
You're always ready. And Robin says that she specifically wanted to live plural marriage. And then she says, be friends with my wife thingy. And Cody says, I hope she finds peace because I will. And I went, fuck you. Like, straight up. Like,
he's very honest, though, Liz. Like, he's honest about what...
But he does it in a really, like...
dickish way.
Yeah.
Very a-hole.
Like, you don't have to be a dick about stuff. And so Robin says, I will continue to spend time on my knees.
You?
Looking for my best customer. For peace and answers. She sobs. Sob.
I think she's trying to say...
Me. Cry, me. That's how the episode ends.
I think that you meant, like, praying, but I'm like, oh.
Hey, there was a pause. She went, I know I'll spend a lot more time on my knees. Seeking prayer, peace, and answers. And how Cody and she both said, I want to find peace. I hope she finds peace. Okay. Whose hand is the puppeteer and who's getting the hand up the ass being the puppet?
Right.
I'm not quite sure at this point which one's which. And it's...
Obviously, Cody is...
so fucking selfish.
And these hoes, like, even if Cody is finally just been upfront with Robin, like, I'm not doing... No, I don't love her.
Right, and just said straight out, like, we can't... But again, Robin's like, but the money... We don't have a show called Sister Wives if we don't have sister wives. And, yeah, and that means that, at the age of what? Just maybe 40? Or early 40s, like my age probably, that she can't have to go out and get a job. All her adult kids can't go out and get jobs to continue to contribute to the household. They
can't afford all that stuff.
But I'm just saying, if everybody got a job, there'd be no problem paying the bills. Make your adult kids go to work. It's called responsibility. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode, season 18, episode 14.
Next week will be the big one.
It is the tell-all, and I cannot wait, y'all. Get your popcorn and your tea, and we will be sipping it all evening.
Or like me, get your Circle water bottle and just,
there you go.
Flavor.
Whatever floats your boat, man. Some Chardonnay or whatever, a charcuterie board.
Sprite and orange juice.
Whatever makes you happy. As my other YouTube friend says, find your joy. Love that guy. Google it. He's awesome. You won't be sorry.
And if you want to make sure you're ready for it next week about what us talking about it, make sure to hit that subscribe button.
Yes, and if you like us,
it's free. It's fun.
It's free. You don't have to do a darn thing.
It's kind of fun. I mean, like, you get to click on things. Who doesn't want to click on something?
Right? Especially because we're going to have some awesome stuff coming up. Remember, if you want to be part of the show for an episode, go enter at the YouTube page, community, and then just make a comment. All right, guys, be safe out there. Wear your seatbelt. Use turn signal. Spay and neuter your pets.
Throw away that pumpkin that's been rotting on your porch.
Yeah, it's gross now. It's got to go. And please, y'all, it's the holidays. People are going through it. And so just be kind. Okay? Just be kind. Until next time. Bye.